In a small village surrounded by a dense forest, there lived a poor woodcutter named Raghav. Every morning before sunrise, he would pick up his old axe, tie a cloth around his head, and walk deep into the forest to cut wood. His clothes were simple, his house was small, and his life was full of struggles, but his heart was strong and full of hope. Raghav lived with his old mother and his little daughter, Mira. His wife had passed away years ago, and since then, he had taken all responsibilities on his shoulders. Every day, he worked hard to earn just enough money for food and medicine. Life was not easy, but he never complained. One summer, the village faced a terrible drought. The river dried up, crops failed, and many people lost their jobs. Even selling wood became difficult because people had little money to buy anything extra. Raghav returned home many evenings with an empty basket and tired eyes. One night, while sitting outside his small hut, Mira asked softly, "Father, why do you work so hard every day if life never gets better?" Raghav looked at the stars and smiled. He said, "My child, a tree does not stop growing because the summer is hot. It waits for the rain and keeps standing strong. We must do the same." Those words stayed in Mira's heart. The next morning, Raghav went deeper into the forest than ever before. He had heard of a place where stronger and better wood could be found. The path was dangerous, filled with thorns and wild animals, but he kept walking. After hours of searching, he found a beautiful sandalwood tree. Its wood was rare and valuable. He carefully cut only the dry branches, respecting nature, and carried them back to the village. When he sold the sandalwood, he earned more money in one day than he usually earned in a month. For the first time in years, he bought proper food, medicine for his mother, and books for Mira. People in the village were surprised. "How did you do it?" they asked. Raghav replied, "I simply walked a little farther than I did yesterday." His words spread across the village. Many people realized they had stopped trying because they feared failure. Raghav taught them that success often waits just beyond the place where most people give up. Days passed, and Raghav continued his work with the same honesty and humility. He never became proud. Instead, he helped others learn better ways to work. He showed young men how to cut wood without harming the forest, and taught children the value of patience and discipline. Mira studied hard, inspired by her father's determination. Years later, she became a teacher in the same village, and often told her students the story of her father, the woodcutter, who changed his life not by luck, but by courage and consistency. One day, an old traveler passing through the village asked Raghav, "What is the secret of your success?" Raghav smiled, holding his old axe, and said, "This axe is not special. My hands are not the strongest, but I learned one thing. If you keep walking, keep trying, and keep believing, the forest of life will always open a new path for you." The traveler nodded with respect. Raghav's life became an example for everyone around him. He proved that poverty is not the end, failure is not permanent, and hard work never goes to waste. Sometimes, success does not come from finding treasure. Sometimes, it comes from taking one more step when everyone else turns back. And that is how a simple woodcutter became the richest man in the village, not because of money, but because of his wisdom, courage, and never giving up spirit.